Let me ask you, who is talking about you right now? Now, if you're scratching your head and wondering, well, I don't know, or probably nobody, well, then there's a good chance then that the world doesn't know that you exist. Now, if nobody is talking about you, it's up to you to start talking about you. And it's up to you to get your message out there. Now, as I said, if nobody knows that you exist, nobody can buy your products, nobody can buy your books, nobody will know that you are in the Amazon store, the Kindle store, or wherever it is you are selling your content. Nobody will know that you exist. Now, for a lot of people, they don't like bragging about themselves, they don't like self-promoting themselves because they feel that it is some kind of way, it has a negative vibe to it. They feel like they're maybe like one of these car salesmen or one of these barters maybe that was at a carnival maybe years ago where you're banging a hammer and you're drawing the crowd to you. And for a lot of people, they don't like drawing attention to themselves because they feel uncomfortable with eyes on them. And I can guarantee that the more you are running away from promoting yourself or getting your story out there, the less money you're going to make. If you are going to make any money for yourself, if you're going to make any name for yourself, if nobody is talking about you right now, it's up to you to start talking about you and getting your message out there. Now, if you had, for example, maybe the cure for arthritis, maybe it was some home remedy that your grandmother made and she passed it on down to you, and you had this recipe for arthritis. Now, as you're probably well aware, there's probably millions of people all over the world who suffer with arthritis every day and are in pain. And imagine if you could help those people out. And imagine if you just sat back in your arse and you said, no, I have a cure for this, I've written a book, but I'm going to let all these people come to me. I'm going to let them rely on finding me in the Amazon Kindle store. I'm going to rely on them, finding that blog article I wrote, finding it in a Google search, or I'm relying on them to find that handful of YouTube videos I put up. Now, I think you can see, if you had a definite cure for arthritis, I think you can see how you are doing those people a disservice by not letting as many people as you can know that you have the remedy to that arthritis. How many people are going to be living with arthritis because you haven't got the balls to get your story out there, to promote yourself in as many ways as you can. And then you will find over time, as you do get a bit of a story out for yourself, it will snowball and then other people will start talking about you. But in the very, very beginning, you're going to have the level of conversation about you is going to be zero. So it's up to you to get the ball rolling. Now, that's another reason why I am doing these videos here. I am creating a little bit of story for myself, because even if these videos aren't successful, as you're probably well aware, if you've watched the first video, my goal with these videos is to see if I can record 700 videos and put them on my YouTube channel in a year. Now again, if you've jumped in midway in all this content, that is the reason why I'm recording these videos. What I'm doing is I'm setting aside a little bit of time every morning to record 2 videos. So by the end of the year, I'll hopefully have 700 videos on my YouTube channel, which I can then take over and put into podcast episodes. So depending on whether you are seeing this on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, that's the reason why I'm doing these videos. Now, as I said, whether this is successful or not doesn't really matter to me. As I said in the first video, if you do something over and over again, you're going to get better at it. So I'm going to get better at these videos. Over time, they'll get easier to do. I'll probably come across more professional or more relaxed, and I'll get better at it. But if they're not successful, I have a story that I can use. I can drop in a story about how I set aside a little bit every day to create 700 videos. Now, that can be a great conversation starter. It can be a great way for me to set myself away from everybody else, because many people, would have created 700 videos and put them on a YouTube channel. How many people would have added 700 episodes to a podcast in a year? The number is actually tiny if it is even recorded at all. So I'm going to use this story, when I have put my year over, and I'm going to use that as content to self-promote myself and to separate me from everybody else. Now, Dan Kennedy, a man who I highly respect when it comes to business ideas, said that if you are going through some kind of adversity at all, you should try and find a way to make money out of that with a story. Now, what I mean is, if you do much reading at all, you probably are aware of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. So these are a collection of books. The first one was basically, it was a collection of feel-good stories that, from different people had submitted a story about how something, maybe negative happened in their life, and how maybe it was a learning event for them, or something nice happened to them. But you always finish the chapter, or you always finish each section with kind of a positive feeling, a good feeling about life. So that's where it got the name Chicken Soup for the Soul. So when Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield, the creators of the book, were trying to get that book published, they went to tons and tons of publishers and tons of literary agents or whatever it was, but they got the door slammed in their face over and over again. Nobody was interested in it, nobody wanted them, but they kept continuing on and on, just slogging away, going to one more agent or one more person to see if they would publish the book. And again, this went on. So I think at one stage it was something like maybe 40 or 50 different people they had gone to, and they kept getting the door slammed in their face over and over again. Now, eventually somebody had the wise decision to think, well, maybe this might be successful, and they took the book off their hands, published it, and it was a raging success. Now, while that success of the book was fantastic for them, they had a story as well to go with that, and what they did was they took that story on the road. So what they did was they went around did seminars, they maybe went to colleges, they went to all different places. So what they did was they used that story of themselves as a way of promoting their book, but also as a business as well too. The things that they went through to get that book successful, all the steps they did, and all of a sudden not only did they have a successful book, but they had a story that they could make money on. So that's what I want you to think about. Is there any adversity in your life that you could use to promote yourself? Even though you mightn't be successful right now, could you use some adversity in your past that you could use for content for your social media, that you could use for blog posts, articles, and use that content to promote yourself? Again, not everybody likes doing that. Not everybody likes opening up the door and letting people into the private part of their life because they feel, that isn't something that should be shared. But I'm here to tell you that the less you are willing to self-promote yourself, to put your story out there and to use it for your business, the less successful you're going to be. So again, I'll ask you that question. Who is talking about you right now? Now, if nobody's talking about you right now, when are they ever going to start talking about you? When's that conversation ever going to start? And if you haven't got an idea of when that conversation is going to start, well, then there's one person that needs to start it, and that's you. So start getting out there, start promoting yourself, start telling stories about yourself, start promoting yourself everywhere and speaking highly of yourself and putting your best foot out there and letting people know that you exist. Because like I said earlier, if you had the cure for arthritis and you're not telling people about it, you are doing those people a disservice by not making them aware of it. So whatever it is you're creating, if it does make a difference in people's lives, and if you are not promoting it, shame on you. You should be out there, you should be telling as many people as you can, because as I said, if you are waiting for the world to start telling your story, you might be waiting a long time, or you might never have a chance for them to tell that about you. So it's up to you to get the ball rolling. And again, as I said earlier, that is one of the reasons I am creating these videos, to self-promote myself, and that I will have a story in the future that I can use as a conversation starter or to separate myself from the rest of the crowd, because I'm going to be somebody who creates 700 videos in a year by just doing 2 videos a day. So as always, thanks for sharing your time again today. Now, if you'd like to know more about me, or if you'd like to know where these videos are, you're very welcome. If you come over to writecom.com, that's WRITECOME.com, or if you want the full playlist of videos, if you go on to YouTube, if you do a search for walkie talkie tapes, That's WALKIE TALKIE TAPES. So the walkie-talkie tips. You should find the full playlist over there, and if you don't, go over to the Right Crum site. You'll find a lot of the videos over there. So as always, thanks for sharing your time again today, and take care and have a great day. Bye bye.